Hello and welcome to Right Now at the Comedy Club. Here at the Comedy Club of Kansas City, I am Dustin Kaufman, and with us this week we have a very, very funny table of people. Starting off with the hilarious Irene, too. How are you?
Hello, I am good. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Also, Reena Calm.
Hi.
Hi. And Mr. Jeremy Smith is with us.
How's it going?
Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, funny weekend, Irene. I'm glad we could get you in.
Yeah, I'm glad we made this happen. It's a fun club.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, the first time I saw you was a couple years ago at the one of the Uptown Theater. I think you were opening for Patton Oswalt, and man, it was. I mean, you expect great comics to bring great comics, but it's always really refreshing when you see like a funny new comic that you haven't seen before. And so, like for the first time I saw you, I was like, "This is real. This is great."
I appreciate that. That was a fun show.
Yeah.
Like he always has the best crowds.
You have the best crowds.
Oh, thank you. I do try to get nice comedy fans as my crowd. Yeah. I don't want any crazy weirdos. I'm like, just be a nice comedy fan. Come to my show.
Yeah, don't be a weirdo.
Yeah, no weirdos. I mean, you're still allowed to buy a ticket, but
we're
gonna notice that you're a weirdo.
Yeah, we'll let you in. We will. I want you to come and bring your weird friends. Actually, the ones that drink a lot, but
also can keep it together.
Yeah, like that know how to act in public.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Usually, my crowds know how to act
in public.
Yeah, it's really a nice treat to get to work for somebody that brings in a thoughtful crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Not all mouth breathers. No offense to the mouth breathers.
We were talking about the crispness of a soda or Coke out of a can earlier.
Oh yes.
Versus a bottle. So I wanted to bring the ginger
ale. And I
ale.
normally would have a crisp can of Coke, but I'm trying to drink less soda. So
this is rare. I'm not drinking too much soda right now. It's like even
is ginger ale soda.
I mean. This is.
It's health.
The Canada Dry is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm drinking it. It's like, but yeah, I try to not drink Coke anymore. Just the it's
a lot of sugar and caffeine.
A ginger ale will calm an upset tummy. It cures my tummy, and I say tummy because I'm a dad, but it's my tummy.
Do you guys like seltzer? I was into seltzer before it became popular, so
I like it a little bit. It's not my favorite thing, but I quit the soda like pop thing like a year ago for health
just
reasons.
Seltzer water or seltzer
like LaCroix.
Yeah, like LaCroix.
Yeah, like now when you say seltzer, people think you mean hard seltzer, but I definitely mean just like bubble water.
Yeah.
I do like it, and I used to think that like seltzer water and carbonated water was less hydrating for you because it's not.
I still think that.
I mean, reports say that it's equally hydrating. It's water, but the only thing it has is the carbonation.
Which I don't believe is good for you.
I think that's one of those things where you can decide which you believe and you're right.
I can tell the difference. Like,
I feel worse if I drink bubbly water than if I drink regular water.
You get bloated.
Yeah,
I
feel
bloated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But I do like it. Yes.
Canned is superior by far to bottles, absolutely, without a doubt. But
Definitely.
I will say, even though I never go there for anything really, McDonald's fountain soda.
We were talking
did
about
talk about
this.
that.
Yeah.
It's because they do something different with their.
It's a wide
They
straw.
have their own special formulation.
Yeah.
I
think they add extra carbonation in it.
Also, Chili's. Nobody knows about it.
Chili's has good soda.
Chili's has.
Don't talk about Chili's with Dustin.
You don't like Chili's?
No, he's very upset about Chili's.
What happened?
They have nothing on their menu that I want to go there for anymore. Like I was a big fan of the country fried steak dinner there, right? And that's especially it was the country fried steak with the mashed potatoes, corn and the bread, like corn on the cob. It was a great dinner. Also, one of the only things that wasn't microwaved out of that kitchen. It was like,
I'm not sure about that.
And then they took it that it wasn't microwaved.
I used to work at a Chili's.
They,
you could microwave anything.
Okay, that's right.
It's generally not. But I'm not saying they wouldn't.
Right. And that's off the menu. It's like a staple. So they don't have it on. I'm like, I went there for that with my kids, and I went to order it. Like, we don't have that anymore. And I'm like, kids were leaving.
This is actually like I've talked with other comics. If I want to get him on a tangent, I either bring up Chili's or chicken fried steak or country fried steak, and he's
What's
just like
country fried steak? I don't think I know what that is.
It's
very Midwestern,
Like
Southern.
breaded, fried.
You can do chicken or meat. It's like you mallet to flatten it out, and you bread it and fry it, and then
Honestly,
put gravy on
And
it.
put
You
gravy on it. It's the
taking a
most.
stance, being like kids were leaving is so dignified because my dad had a total meltdown at a Taco Bell when we were kids where we grew up kosher. And so we would go to fast food places but substitute stuff and get beans instead of meat. And one time we went to a Taco Bell and like the teenager who was working there said, we have to charge more for that. And my dad flipped out on him. And me and my brothers always laugh about this quote of like, well, we're not coming back here till you pull your head out of your ass. Oh my God. Like a 15-year-old kid.
Also, he doesn't care if you don't come back. He's like, yeah, don't come back. I don't make any more money
like,
if you do or don't
Please
come back.
don't come back.
we
I don't
were
want to
just, like,
talk to you
hiding
again.
behind the sporks. Like, you know.
I don't make scenes, but I feel like I don't go out so often that I kind of quit going to like bullshit mid-level steakhouses, like, and because I can make a really good steak at home. And if I'm going to go out for one, it's probably going to be a prime rib, and I'm not going to Outback Steakhouse for it.
Fair.
You know,
Yeah.
or Texas Roadhouse, whatever. Like, so places like Chili's to me, I'm just like, I don't need it anymore. Maybe if you brought back the
But if
country
they
fried
bring
steak.
back the country fried steak.
Hello.
Do they still have the Southwest egg rolls? I mean, come on. Also, Texas Roadhouse, I can't believe is still in business with all of the peanut allergies these days.
They're packaged.
Aren't they all over the floor?
I don't know, but I know it's not a bin. You can't scoop it into it's like it's a packet. Like they have packets of peanuts now at least.
Well, what about Five Guys? They have peanuts
Have
just
peanuts
loose
everywhere.
everywhere.
Do they really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've never.
The whole thing is like we cook everything in peanut oil. There's like free peanuts you can have. Like if you walk in and you had a peanut allergy, you would collapse.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
then but somebody with that severe of a peanut allergy probably knoes not to go there.
Yeah,
would hope
unless
so.
you're a child, maybe.
They all have to learn.
There's
once.
one way to find out.
But they don't advertise it on the door like "Don't come in if you have a peanut allergy."
Right.
They don't say anything about
Oh,
it.
they should definitely.
Yeah,
It's-
but they
Yes.
don't.
A lot of the like fast food places now, they all have like the disclaimer on the fast food window in like the bottom corner, just like you just may have peanuts, just so they don't get sued into oblivion if somebody like says they had
Yeah,
something.
Five Guys just don't.
Five Guys doesn't
Well-
care. There's peanuts everywhere.
There's so many peanuts.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to send us your email and join our lawsuit of Five Guys and their peanut allergies,
I think there's something there.
just send that to stand up at the no. Yeah, we went out. You said that last time you were in town, you went to Joe's Barbecue,
Yeah,
and you thought
didn't like it.
right, and you're like, maybe it was what I ordered, maybe this, and I'm like, okay, so, and then you were like, yeah, and then I was at this place in Austin. What was it called?
Terry Black's.
And it was really
Oh,
good.
Have you been there? It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I
I
used to
would
eat
say
meat.
it's kind of salty, but it's quite good. It is a little salty though.
So instead of like being like, well, I just thought I would change it out. Instead of being like, well, you need to have Gates or you need to have this. We went to Q39 for lunch.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
It was
good.
solid.
And because I thought, if you living in the Bay Area stuff, you might appreciate a little extra, more than just like it's really good meat, but it's like has a little bit of fun way of it's presented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's-
like definitely don't get sushi here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just compared to the.
Yeah, I was
West
like, I
Coast.
did see a sushi restaurant, and I'm like, that would be the dumbest thing if I got sushi in Missouri.
Is there one
Yeah.
in your hotel? Is there a
The
raw sushi?
Yeah, there's like it's near sushi. Yeah,
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's good.
but
I'm
I'm
not
but there's no
knocking.
way I'm going. I'm like the sushi it
Right.
got flown in. It's not even close to water. We at least
Right.
like if you get it in LA, it's like you could pretend it came from this water. Where did it come from here?
What
the
do they
air.
call the Missouri River? Isn't it like the Big Muddy or something? Or
I mean, I wouldn't eat anything out
Yeah, I
of
was
it.
just like they're not making sushi from that.
Right.
I quit eating out of the Pacific Ocean when I lived in LA because like right after that Fukushima, and then we started seeing like crazy dead
yeah.
shit floating up on the beaches. I'm like, I'm not eating anything out of that for a while. I mean, it just seemed a little weird to me.
Yeah,
Mutated fish.
it's probably fine now.
It's fine. It's been a while.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
been quite
10 years ago.
some time,
So,
yeah.
but that was when I was there at that time. He's talking about not eating out of the Missouri and stuff. But so
Yeah,
I definitely was like, let's,
yeah.
yeah, a little bit.
So Q39 it's good food, but to me, it's not Kansas City barbecue. It's not the presentation. It's not like classic Kansas City barbecue where
what is classic Kansas City barbecue the presentation?
You go in, your food's usually on like butcher paper and just a whole mess of it. And Q39 is like an upscale dining experience. So it's just not what like I think of when I think of Kansas City barbecue. Kansas City barbecue, when you go into the restaurant, you come out smelling like smoke, like LC's
collapse from a heat coma.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. It's like intended to kill you over time.
Like I love Gates. I do that sauce, the spice, the kick, everything. I really do. But this is I enjoyed the Q39. You know, like nobody else really has the poutine with the cheese curds.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Not even breaded, just like the melted cheese curds in that. The corn. That
corn thing was pretty good.
It was like so refreshing, right? Like at Gates, I'll get the pasta salad because it'll bland out some of the kick and the spice. But as a side, and Jack Stack usually has like the best sides too.
Cheesy corn at Jack Stack.
Man, like that corn, that street corn was so refreshing.
Street corn is great. I feel like they have kind of like a lot of that in on the West Coast. There's some kind of version of
that's what it's like. It's like a blend. It's like the KC barbecue with a flair a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm glad it was not like Joe's Barbecue round 2.
Oh,
the first time I went, I was like, this is what everyone is talking about.
Yeah, but it's killer. What did you order?
I don't remember, but I just remember it was dry and I did not finish it. Like, and I wasn't even gonna take it with me.
Wow.
I was like, I don't need a box for this. I'm just done eating this.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I'm sorry. That's
I was sad
because I love that place.
It was cool. It's like, there's an old gas station. I like walked like a mile to get there.
Oh, you went to like the original one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's
the
original
I was like,
location.
This is the cool
it's
spot,
always
and
fresh
I was like, this
it's
sucks.
Always. Oh yeah. So
that's wild to me. But
the sandwiches, I jump on that ribs and chicken over there too. I just love their sauce. I love that they have a great sauce.
I think I remember the sauces were pretty good. It was just the meat. I was like, this is not it.
So Gates has some pretty incredible meat. They really do. The turkey at the Gates across the street.
Turkey.
Their smoked turkey is that's gonna be my Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah,
it's so tender.
You know what I love is the vegan chicken sandwich at the Comedy Club of Kansas City.
Oh yeah!
What a patty! What a patty! What a bun! We've got some nice Korean barbecue sauce.
Did you do that? Did you put the Korean barbecue sauce on the vegan sandwich?
Yeah, I like to dip it.
Awesome!
The Korean barbecue sandwich here is so good.
And the sriracha aioli.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Are you vegan-ish?
I'm a vegan with loose morals.
So where do your boundaries take you?
Well, I still eat eggs. I'm also pro-choice.
Okay.
And just what I'm like, honestly.
That is a loose vegan.
Yeah. Honestly, like for me, quitting cheese was a real thing I never thought I could do because I don't know if you guys know that cheese hits the same like satisfying receptors in your brain as heroin.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Very addictive. And when I quit eating meat, because I was on the road, so I just needed to be efficient in public restrooms, not to brag. And sorry, but when I quit meat, I started what I would say is using cheese, just like too much. And so, yeah, anyway, all that's to say that I'm still trying to stick with a vegan diet, but since the election, I've had several bricks of cheese.
Oh. I was going to say, are you eating like maybe non-dairy cheese or?
No, because they haven't figured
bad.
that out.
They're
not good.
Yeah.
There's a couple that in the right context, I don't mind, but it's just not the same or close.
What yeah. All right.
Pause.
Is it just that one? Oh, is it the battery? Oh, well then, that's okay if the others are going. I forgot our time. What's our time anyways? 15 minutes. Yeah, we can just continue. All right. That's fine. That's just that camera. What was it that made you want to start eating cleaner? Like, what drove you to, like, at some point, I mean, I don't think anybody starts vegan. Maybe some people with like, but like, I don't think anybody my age started vegan at like 6 years old.
I started in like just a few years ago with, I quit meat and cigarettes at the same time, and that was 2018. And then in 2019, I quit booze and dairy.
So I hear people quit things in twos. I hear it's easier to quit in twos. Did you make that conscious decision, I'm going to quit these together, or did they just...
Yeah, but also when you say like what drove you to it, it's literally because I was on the road. So I started while I was on the road eating a lot of road salad, which means buying like just some mini cucumbers or a bag of broccoli and just raw dog in it. Roughage. I'm not kidding. If you're going to like Walmart and gas stations to do your business, you want to have it done quickly. So it just started happening. And then I was raised eating kosher anyway. So a lot of really processed food. Just never, I've never had a taste for pig products. That's just not something I've ever liked. I'm not really observant anymore, but yeah, I think everybody's diet and preferences have a lot to do with what they're raised on and what like feels good.
I at one point definitely I think even in my early 20s or maybe mid 20s I started looking at the ingredients of what you're buying, like, so that pretty early on in that sense I started like I wanted to eliminate the less ingredients the better. Like I wasn't as so picky about what I would eat. It's just what's in what I'm eating.
Well, we were raised strictly kosher, and one thing I will say that's good about that for sure is that it's a lot cleaner food. It's a lot less preservatives and artificial stuff. So I guess I'm just picky.
I mean, it's a real thing. Grocery stores should have to have the poison warning on the front door. I mean, it is just to let people know. I mean, the stuff we put in our normal food is just terrible, and that we allow people to eat. But I mean, I quit drinking bottled water this year.
What's that about?
Plastics.
Sure.
It's the
But
plastics.
you're still having them at the club, huh?
I have looked into
Liquid Death?
Look, Deja Blue has 12-ounce cans of water on airplane, but none of my distributors sell it, and I haven't found it. But if Deja Blue would like to sell we buy cases and cases a week of water, and I would much rather sell
Why
cans.
that brand specifically? That's so
I don't
random.
care. The brand, that's the only water I've seen, still water in a can.
I would
where
say
it's like
Liquid Death is pretty common in a lot of comedy clubs. So they sponsor a lot of
Liquid Death.
comedy stuff.
Do they have?
They're tall cans.
They are
the-
tall
they're
cans.
They got
Effervescence?
sparkling and regular. This is not even an ad, but if they want to sponsor the
Because
club.
I would like I would like to switch.
Yeah.
I would like to switch.
I like Liquid Death. I like their packaging, but I will say, as far as canned, crackling cold beverages go, their effervescence is dog shit. If you've ever had a Topo Chico and then try drinking Liquid Death sparkling beverages,
Topo Chico is the best. You can't compare those.
right? But
That's
it's like
different.
I would say I would put those two as the spectrum extremes of like
I
very
think,
bubbly.
I think Liquid Death bubbly isn't bad though, and I don't really like bubbly water.
It's not bad,
Yeah.
but it definitely goes flat fast. Maybe because the can is too big. Maybe that's
is
why.
smaller.
Our sparkling water is glass bottles.
Do you guys have a water filtration system though? Most do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you just cough up some plastic,
I usually that's not something that I would just look at and go or think about and go, oh man. There was some reports that came out, some new studies by a college, I think, early this year, and they said not only is there this amount, they also found realized that there's thousands of there's the MAGA plastics, and then there's even smaller micros, and if you put it all together, it's just an enormous amount. And it wasn't the report that made me quit drinking water. The report, I mean, they came out and you researched, they said we're digesting a credit card worth of plastic a week.
Oh, sure.
Right? And it wasn't the report of the water that made me quit. It was the response from the manufacturing companies who came out and said, don't worry about that. Quote, don't worry about that. Yeah. And my brain goes, wait a minute. I'm going to worry about that now.
That's like when they found that they had that thing that came out about the tampons.
Oh.
Remember how they're oh, there's
Remember that,
lead
Jeremy?
in tampons or something.
No,
Yeah.
there isn't.
Or like not lead, but like no, but there was a huge thing recently where they were like, I mean,
Arsenic.
yeah, there's like
Is that a
bad
thing?
stuff.
Is
yeah,
that a thing?
in tampon, like most of the tampons have bad chemicals in them. They're like, I think
So
it's
they're
fine.
not good for you.
It's
Yeah.
also
Okay.
like the thing, can you believe they're not great at women's bodies around there? But it's also like the thing where somebody who used to work at Google came out and was like, hey guys, the AI is becoming sentient. And then somebody who still works at Google is like, no, it's not. It's like, I believe the other guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So we're either gonna die from the microplastics or the tampons or the AI being sentient.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just so like the person with all of it.
Yeah, the artificial sweeteners is what's going to do me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years
Those are
of,
also bad.
Years of Diet Coke and
See, I soda, whether I think is bad for you, whether it's like regular or diet, and if you're gonna, so for me, I'm just drinking so little of it. I'd rather have a Mexican Coke, honestly, but just
the
for
real sugar, yeah.
with the real sugar. But I'm not gonna trick myself into thinking that like a Diet Coke is healthy for me and drink it all the time. So if I'm gonna have a soda, I'm gonna have what I want. I'm just not gonna have it that often.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I switched to diet because I'm a diabetic, and I thought it was a better thing, but I drank so much of it. And there's studies that are out now that say like it affects your blood sugar kind of the same because it like tricks your body into thinking you're having sugar. So, I mean, I almost died. So,
No, sorry.
no, it's
Bad time to
fine.
laugh.
I laugh about it all the time.
You've lost
Yeah.
a lot of weight though.
Yeah, I used to weigh
That's awesome.
like 700 pounds.
Holy
So,
what? Crap.
Yeah, at one point. So
Jeremy's
Way to
lost a
go.
lot of
I'm
weight.
down a few hundred. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
but-
awesome.
How long?
it's been a long process for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I was about 700 pounds doing stand up like here in
Wow.
Kansas City, about 10-ish years ago maybe. And really over the past few years is when I've lost the majority of it. But yeah, it's been gradual.
I
It's
love
not-
watching it.
Yeah,
I want to
it's
say
awesome.
that. I love watching
Appreciate
you fight for that.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, the last year, kind of all the health stuff kind of caught up to me, and I had already started making positive changes, but it was just like kind of all. So I went through some health things, and now I'm out of the woods there and doing much better, and everything's going good. But yeah, it was diet soda was just turns out it was just as bad or worse for me being a diabetic.
A lot of people would take a lot like health like in the middle of a journey and take the complications and become defeated. So I'm really happy to see and proud of you for
Thanks.
like continuing to fight through that.
Double
Totally.
down.
Yeah, it was hard because I had made a lot of positive choices, and like in comedy, I'd come back and was doing a lot of stand up and was like featuring here, and like things were going really well, and then bam, I was in the hospital, and then I was like 4 or 5 months like at home, and so after I got out of the hospital, so but now I'm back and things are going good, and I'm back in the rotation and producing shows and being on shows, and it's been great. So yeah, but you're right, I could have got defeated, and there are times when you think that way, and you but I'd come too far already to stop, so and I'm like mentally in the best place I've been in my entire life, even when
awesome.
going through all that.
Yeah.
I already was like in such a good headspace before that. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it could go. So
Yeah, dude. Again, they don't see it. That's a cut point for post production. So we can... Good job, Jeremy.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Now it just seems like sarcastic.
Yeah.
But we meant it sincerely.
Way to go.
No, I loved how you clapped to start and immediately acted like you were crying before, and you're like,
Man, Jeremy, that's so goddamn touching.
It was so funny to me.
We're going to take a break for 5 and come back. Oh, my God.
That's what you were doing.
Oh, my God.
That was the best thing ever. It made me laugh so hard.
I drank so much soda, specifically Diet Coke, and when I am embarrassed. I used to walk around high school with a 2-liter of Diet Coke that
Yeah.
I would just face palm
Yeah.
I've got big hands too.
Oh
so-
yeah, I used to drink straight out of the 2-liter. It was a problem.
And I gained a lot of weight in high school, but then I just quit 2 things, which is soda and fries. Not even fried food, just fries, because it was like a thing. And I lost a lot of weight that way. So yeah, I think
I didn't go on a diet. I just started, and I'm down like 33 pounds now. So just this year, and I didn't. Yeah. Come on. Let me hear it. Fast, motherfuckers. Fast. And bring me a burger. I didn't go on a diet. I failed diets. People fail diets. So I had to make life changes and just start eating better, eating cleaner, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's really worked for me, and I can see that it's like, in my house in general, and so because I can still have, shit. Like there was like a bad week or two. Like I was weighing myself regularly, and then like Halloween, and then my kid's birthday, Halloween weekend, and then like last week, and we got everybody pizza, and I ate like 5 slices of Minsky's pizza. You know what I mean? And I expected to get back on the scale Tuesday and just be way up, and I was 2 pounds down. So like it's like, even though, and that was without weighing myself. So even though I do have these on here, it's the choices I'm making on a regular basis are enough to overcompensate that over time. Like I don't want to. I want it to. If I lose weight, I want it to be healthy. I want it just to be a natural, healthy. Yeah.
Well, even being vegan, I never wanted to be in the mindset of depriving myself, where it's like, actually, this has to do with you. Like when I was in Montana, I was like, well, I'm going to have huckleberry pie. Because even before I went there, you're like, give me some huckleberry stuff.
Give me some huckleberry.
Yeah. And I didn't know what it was about, but I'm like, I'll be damned if I'm not going to have huckleberry pie when I'm in Montana.
Exactly.
It's like your one chance.
How was it?
It's just
great.
a pie made from huckleberries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't eat a ton of pie.
Huckleberries,
but
anything are fantastic.
Huckleberry is.
I mean, it sounds good.
Huckleberry is my huckleberry.
It's kind of like a blueberry with like backbone.
It's like a tart blueberry.
It's more tart than a blueberry.
It's a tart blueberry.
It's more tart than a blackberry.
No.
It's just cool.
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
it's very purple, and like they make everything out of a huckleberry. Like you can get like soaps even, but like honey.
This is like the thing in
delicious
Montana.
soaps.
Well, so like you can find huckleberry
Delicious
products.
soaps.
It is regional. So like
It's
I
like
think
a cold weather berry.
like southern South Dakota, or like in eastern South Dakota, and then western Montana, eastern Idaho, northern Wyoming. They're very prominent. They usually grow.
I don't know if I've ever had a huckleberry.
I've never had a huckleberry by itself, but I've
Yeah.
had plenty. Anytime I see huckleberry as a flavor, like there's a kind of licorice twist, the wallaby or whatever they are. They have a huckleberry flavor. It's their best flavor.
Our White Russian standard on the menu is a huckleberry White Russian. People can order it separate, regular if they want, but most people take it. It's really good. We just use a huckleberry.
If they order it
vodka.
regular, are you allowed, as if you're a server, to be like, all right?
I guess. A lot of people try it, but they like it. And we do a dudes, we call it the dudes cookies and milk. So we'll sell a White Russian and 3 warm chocolate chip cookies. And so people really they like that sweetness with it. And then we have a huckleberry lemonade here as well. That is, on a hot summer day, it's the most refreshing if you drink, right? And it's not heavy. It's just lemonade with huckleberry vodka, huckleberry syrup. And
We got to get the word out, because I feel like people in Kansas City don't know that this is the
No.
spot for huckleberry.
But so you go
if you like huckleberries,
you'll
Yeah.
find
boy, do I have a spot
Absolutely.
for you.
Absolutely.
but the truck stop, like when you're traveling, and so the truck stops will have like, chocolate syrup, honey, pancake batter, just everything
Wow.
huckleberry. And
Have you had Marionberry?
I've heard of it.
Like, I think it's Pacific Northwest.
It's
Because they
also a
got that
person,
one
right?
burger chain up there. I forgot what it's called. But sometimes when it's seasonal, they have this Marionberry shake. Very good.
What color is it?
I think it's like maroonish, but maybe it's purple. I can't remember. I've never seen a Marionberry. When I see that shake, I'm like, I gotta get the shake.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know
Shake.
what a Marionberry is.
I like strawberry. I like strawberry banana blend.
I think it's similar
this is
to kind of like a raspberry, blackberry, blueberry, that kind of vibe.
This conversation is starting to make me hungry.
I mean, I'm fully going to Andy's custard after this.
So, in
I'm
the
getting a vegan chicken sandwich.
From the comedy club.
in the
of
comments,
Kansas
tell us
City.
what you were eating while watching this episode.
And it better be huckleberries.
We'd like to know. Like, I bet this episode puts on at least a combined 6 pounds to audience members, to everybody.
Recommend something you already ate. You know what I will say, and this is something that like I don't like the part of me that does get like kind of it's my father's daughter angry about it, but with I don't know if it's just soda or seltzer, the shrinkflation thing where they started just making them into 8-packs instead of 12-packs.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Or like how they just put more air in the potato chip bags.
Yeah, like,
and it's like
hey,
half full.
Less
Hey.
chips.
I'm not an idiot.
I'm still gonna buy it, but
Yeah,
I'm not
but-
happy.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some roundtable questions.
Okay.
Let's start with what was your first concert, Irene? We can go. We'll start with Irene this time.
I don't remember. It might have been Jonas Brothers.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Yeah,
It was definitely in high school, and Taylor Swift was the first concert I went to where I'm like, oh, I chose to do this, and this was fun, and
So
because
I have
like
one.
Taylor
I
Swift.
have one of those.
But I think I went with my friends, and I think it was the Jonas Brothers or something like that, or it was like a B96 Jingle Bash kind of.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Like just a bunch of random artists.
So I'm with that. I had the first concert my parents took me to when I was 11 on vacation, and then the one where like my dad's like, "We're going to this," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, yeah,
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
going
but
to
I
that."
think I saw Jonas Brothers first,
Okay.
which is like I wasn't even like I was like I know some of their songs, but it wasn't like oh I'm a huge Jonas Brothers fan. I was like okay I'll go.
And what was your first? Do you remember your first album or no? Do you remember the first album that you like?
Like first CD you bought?
Have you acquired albums?
I actually do like CDs. I still buy.
I realize this question.
I buy every Taylor Swift
is only
CD.
pertains to certain people, and I forget that with modern technology.
I don't remember the first album I bought though, because I think it was like around the time where like you could download stuff on LimeWire.
Right.
So that's kind of when I started listening to music, was just downloading it illegally. There's a statute of limitations on that, right?
It's fine.
But
Guys, take
Lars
her away.
Ulrich.
Like,
I was like LimeWire, the thing that no one
Don't
uses
let
anymore.
Lars hear
Yeah.
it. He'll have this episode removed just because I said his name.
So I don't remember the first like actual album I bought.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Do you remember the first one you downloaded illegally?
No, I like downloaded songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
So I never did like a
Yeah.
whole album because
who has the
See,
time?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I was to have downloaded things, I probably would have done movies instead, and like wrestling, old wrestling, like old school wrestling stuff.
Well, I just want to get stuff on my little like iPod Mini.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I mean,
I didn't
Good
have one of
times.
those.
Mm-hmm.
I had.
I
like,
had a
bring 'em
Discman
back.
way
Bring 'em
too
back.
I
bad.
did have an MP3 player with very limited songs, and that's what I listened to as I drove across the country constantly with my very limited MP3.
I had the
player.
iPod
And
Shuffle
broken
where you
radio.
couldn't choose what songs.
It just would show.
It would just
yeah.
like play it just random, and so
Oh,
yeah, it was
I
terrible.
had a Discman way too long.
I had a
Like,
Discman.
the
It had, like,
crossover
the
was
shock.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a Discman in my first car that was with the aux cord, and then you hit a bump and it would completely
yeah.
skip. Absolutely.
Oh, I remember I had a ghetto blaster, if you will, like just the big boom box, and that I like just put behind the front two seats in the car, and we would just blast the shit out of that thing.
Yeah.
It was so. What was your first concert, Reena?
My dad took me to see Ray Charles.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
He didn't see me.
Hello. Hello.
Sorry.
On that, hit the
Sorry.
road, Jack.
No, but my dad really, we went to like the Jazz Fest and Ray Charles was headlining in Boston, and my dad was like, go up to the stage, they won't stop you, your kids. And they did.
Because you can't go up there. How old
Yeah.
were
That's
you?
funny.
I was probably like 6.
Oh, that's
5,
amazing.
7.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know,
That's amazing.
Something around then.
That's great.
Yeah. We probably also went to like one of those kid band concerts, not Raffi, but like a low budget Raffi kind of stuff was like my first live music. I don't know.
I remember, as far as kid concerts, my most memorable one was the Ninja Turtles coming out of their
whoa.
Shells tour.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I remember the hat I got. It was just like the tight fit, like a tight hat with just the bill that went. It was awesome. The Ninja Turtle. That was like my most memorable kids concert for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know like the first concert that I went to because I lived with.
I mean, you said Ray Charles. You don't
Right.
have to.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
that's
you know what I
cool.
mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, yeah.
I just mean concert that I bought tickets to and like got myself to. But like, yeah, that was my first concert that I remember.
I think the first concert I said, "Will you take me to this?" was Metallica. It was like because I was like young, but I had been to a rock concert before, but I was like, I want to go to this, and so that was like probably 14. But then I saw Rush and Primus before that, and then Merle Haggard and Branson, which. At the time, I wasn't a fan. Now I appreciate that I saw Merle Haggard but at the time, I was like, whoever the fuck this is. I fell asleep.
For the first time in very many years, I think, because with comedy stuff, I never wanted to like book night events.
Yeah.
But I bought tickets to go see a band I really love called Rebel Bucket in St. Louis in January.
Okay.
Nice.
Anyway,
I just bought tickets for June to a concert.
Oh my god.
I'm going to Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
That is
June.
I'm planning ahead for that one.
That's awesome.
I'm going to take the kids. We went to his one at the Kaufman Center, no relation, out here. And
Are you related to Andy Kaufman?
What?
Are you related to Andy Kaufman?
He wishes.
No
that
relation.
would be crazy if you revealed that right now. I'd be like,
If he was related to Andy Kaufman, he would have said
There's
it
a
3
Kaufman-
times in this podcast already.
There's
right
a
now.
Kaufman with 2 F's in Kansas City, and they have a stadium, a performing arts center. I'm Kaufman with 1 F. 2 F's gets you a baseball stadium. 1 F gets you a comedy club. So there's
In
Yeah.
relation to Dustin Hoffman?
Oh, no. God, my camp counselor as a kid called me Tootsie because of that. It's like,
Oh, wow.
what
Really
an-
triggered something.
what an asshole that guy was.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
They're teaching Tootsie in camps these days.
the outrage back
So many
then.
people like, what's Tootsie?
I don't know what Tootsie is.
It was a movie Dustin Hoffman was in.
Drag.
And was in drag in the movie. So it was like, it was a little like...
So it's kind of like the one that Robin Williams was in.
Miss Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Not nearly
No.
as... Well,
Not
Mrs.
as funny.
Doubtfire was a family
I'd rather be
movie,
called
too.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
That was a funny movie.
It was
Mrs.
a
Doubtfire is
fun-
amazing.
It was
Yeah.
good. I mean, it was really well liked and respected for its time.
It was a little before my... I mean, I think...
Yeah, it was in the
came out
70s, I think.
79,
I also feel
77.
like
So-
Mrs. Doubtfire holds up nostalgically, and I don't know if Tootsie would.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan of Mrs. Doubtfire.
And then, so we also saw... Yeah, so we saw Weird Al at the Kaufman Center, and it was a no covers tour, right? So it was like almost like an acoustic set with him and his band.
Sad songs.
No, he played all original music, like
Oh,
which
that's
he
cool.
has written
That
a
is really
lot
cool.
over the years, like Airline Amy and some of the ones I really enjoy. It was really cool, and that was my first time seeing him live. Emo Phillips was opening for
I
him
love
at
Emo.
the time, right? It was actually really cool because Emo gave me and the club both a shout out on stage, and
Oh,
my,
that's
and my
nice.
kids were there. They're like, "Did he just say my dad's name?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was really
Emo
cool.
was my first feature week.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you,
so
I mean, you
cool.
booked me.
We need to get Emo.
It was, it was great.
Jeremy, that's like 5 years ago.
I know. It was 5 years ago. But it was great. And I didn't appreciate it as much at the time. I wasn't as familiar with him until the week of, I'm like looking up like UHF and like trying to like become familiar. And then, but like I appreciate having such a cool, unique first like club week.
Hell yeah.
So it was awesome.
Wait, 5 years? What
We've been
year did you guys open here?
19,
Yeah, wow.
April of 19.
Yeah. They had a host battle and a feature contest that I got second in, and so I thought he was going to put me in the host battle, and he put me in the feature one, and I got second, and then I started featuring like pretty much right after that. So I've actually never hosted at a comedy club. I kind of just I skipped straight to featuring because of the contest. So
I'm just like so impressed by anybody who opened a club in
Yeah.
2019 that's still
Totally.
going.
yeah, it's wild.
Thanks for
Yeah.
doing the podcast, guys.
No, I know that was tough times.
Jeremy, what was your... I don't want to talk about COVID
There,
at all. What was your first
It's a
concert?
2019.
yeah. My parents were not concert people. It's just not something like. I remember my mom bitching that she saw the band Kansas when she was in high school and it was too loud. So We just didn't grow up doing it. So like I was in a religious family growing up, and my uncle was a minister, and I got dragged to a bunch of those festival
Reliant K?
Reliant K I still like.
Snakes?
Reliant K is like pop punkish Christian, but yeah, I definitely saw them do one of those like festival things. But it was a lot of like praise bands and stuff. The first concert I chose to go to was like a festival concert out in New Jersey when I was in high school, and the Roots were on it, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
Audio Slave was on it, so I never
Okay.
saw Rage, but I did see Audio Slave.
I was supposed to see Rage on a Lollapalooza,
Me
but they
too.
canceled.
Yeah, I had tickets to see them and the Beastie Boys, and they canceled.
So that was my actual like first concert that I chose to go to.
The festival.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was it was the radio station out there, like their alternative station. It was like Y100's festivals, what they did every year, and it was pretty sweet. They I saw some really I saw the Ataris there, which I really liked. I was really into like pop punk when I was in high school, and Hot Hot Heat was a fun one.
Oh, Hot Hot Heat. I remember that.
that's where I first learned who they were, because the band with from England that Gwen Stefani's ex-husband was in, they had to like back out.
Coldplay?
Oh, Bush.
Bush was supposed to play there, and they had to back out. So Hot Hot Heat got
Gwyneth
bumped from
Paltrow.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Hot Hot Heat got bumped from the side stage to the main stage, and I had never heard of them. And they played Bandages, which is an amazing song.
Great song.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I gotta like when I got home, I looked them up, and I became a fan. So
Bush. So I was at the
Band is just called Bush.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It is.
Glycerin is one of their good songs.
Glycerin is like
I was at the Woodstock '99, I think, and the one that ended with the fires and the riots and stuff like that. But
That
I-
doc they made about it was cool.
it didn't. It was okay. I
I
was
guess
there.
if you were there.
You're like, I was
Yeah.
dead.
It was. They didn't. I don't know. They didn't. I guess they show what they want to show.
Yeah,
You know.
sure.
So
You like then that cut to you doing like a super cut of me looking like a total idiot on here. I made it easy for you.
I did watch it. I don't remember what I didn't like about it, but I mean, it was in the middle. I think it was in the middle for sure. But I think Bush and Korn played.
That's too funny.
Bush and Corn.
That's a funny sentence. Bush and Corn.
Bush and Korn. There's corn in the bush.
That's just hilarious.
They were. I think Korn and they were back to back on the main stage, and I just went down to the side stage and watched George Clinton play. And he started before one and played. You know, he was still playing when they were both done. It was just, and that was probably one of the greatest performances I've seen for sure.
That's awesome.
Was not Bush and not Corn.
Was George
Yeah.
Clinton absolutely?
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Funk.
Chili Peppers put on I think that was the only time I saw the Chili Peppers was there. And that's when the fire started, was right after the Chili Peppers. Like, I don't know if they ended and then it started, or if they ended because it started, but it was like right about it was the same time. Somebody set a gas truck on fire, and that's what started the entire thing.
Damn.
So this is unrelated to Kansas City and anything sports, but did you go to the Eras tour?
I did.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
went twice.
Oh my god.
That's awome.
Yeah, that's very
I had
cool.
to go.
Weirdly, one of the other greatest performances I saw was just George Thorogood at a Spirit Fest, dressed like Elvis, playing the guitar on top of his fucking. I'm like, this dude rocks. All right, so we do 3 of your favorites. So we do this every week. We cover different topics. I think you can do movies. We've talked a lot of food, so we can do. We've
Your top 3
are the
favorite
pizzas
foods.
here yet? Let's do 3 of your favorite movies. Irene, you want to start?
Bridesmaids.
Okay, funny. Yeah,
Really good.
Mean Girls.
also funny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one's I've only seen in its entirety twice, but Titanic.
Never saw it.
What?
I never watched it.
That's
Ever.
wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of the highest grossing movies of all time.
I mean, not for me.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
That and Game of Thrones. I've never.
I've never seen Game of
Never
Thrones.
seen.
never
it.
seen
But
it
that's
either.
like a series.
Yeah, but
That's
so
not like one.
well, there's a series.
movie.
I got one for the series and one for the
Okay.
movies.
Fair
That
enough.
things I've never
But like Titanic, I feel like everyone's seen Titanic.
My kids love Titanic. I did not show it to them.
Wow.
I've never seen it. I've heard. I don't know that I will at this point watch it. It's probably just been long enough. I mean, I might be really bored where there's absolutely not, or maybe I'll walk into a room and somebody will be watching. I'll be like, "What's this?" They're like, "Titanic." I'll be like, "Huh," and then I'll like play games on my phone while it's in the background or something. I just can't. I've heard it's wonderful.
Great movie.
What's a movie that what's your Titanic that like what's the thing that you haven't seen that everybody's like, what do you mean you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen a lot of movies, so you could name plenty of movies and I would be like, I haven't seen it. But I felt like Titanic was a movie that like everyone had seen.
Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah. I'm sure most people. I'm not talking bad about the movie. I just. You guys' reaction when I said that was
I think I was in
priceless.
sixth grade when that came out.
Yeah, I was like,
and there were girls in my class who like I saw it 12 times in theaters.
Right.
I'm like,
well, 12 times that's excessive.
It was.
It's a long
That's
movie.
why it was the highest grossing is because the girls in
long-ass
sixth
movie.
grade went a lot.
I saw Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze 5 times, and I think that's my record for any movie in the theater.
Yeah, I generally only watch it once. So if I watch it a second time, I'm like, well, that was a good movie. I don't watch it a third time.
Yeah.
Usually because I'm like, I know what happens.
I've seen. I have a nap movie I go to. Like this will like that take me to a comfortable place.
I have comfort movies.
Comfort movies.
But you're like kind of half watching and half not.
Or it's in the background.
Yeah, but that I don't count. I mean, like if I'm sitting down to watch the movie, it's like 2 times tops.
I was always way different. Like Spaceballs, we would watch constantly.
Oh yeah, we watched it a lot.
We could quote the entire movie. We could sit there and watch the movie and say every word of it.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, there's no movie.
No, I'm
That's
just
how
like,
when I was a kid.
Movies were songs to me, I guess, in that sense. And I like sometimes, like the ones like your favorite, you want to sing along with your song. Yeah.
My little brother, when
Comb the Desert.
Kids go through that where they're just like get obsessed with a movie and watch it over and over.
My God. The amount of times my oldest watched the Weird Al Fat video when I first played it for it was like, and then like he would just watch it on repeat when I was at work too. Like it was nonstop. But kids will do that.
Yeah.
Kids will definitely just find things and just obsess and watch over and over and over again.
When my brother was little, he became obsessed with this instructional video called Yo-Yo Man by the Smothers Brothers. Okay. And it's like it's funny it's the Smothers Brothers, but he liked it was an instructional yo-yo video.
That's
and it's
hilarious.
like 30 minutes long.
That's so funny.
He watched it every day.
So funny.
I don't think he knows how to yo-yo. Like
yo-yos were another thing that
What
were
are you
huge
doing
when I was
watching
in-
that?
When I was in 6th grade, yo-yos were like that was a fad for a while there.
I went to preschool with Yo-Yo Ma's daughter or son. Can't
That's pretty
remember.
crazy.
That's incredible.
I can't
Wow.
remember.
So much work.
I'll get it at once.
Yep.
That was close enough.
It's so funny. Reena, what are 3 of your favorite movies?
I've been thinking a lot about it, and that's why I probably looked like my face was strained while you guys talked about your childhood memories. I would say probably like one of my all-time favorites is The Princess Bride.
Ah,
So
great
good.
movie.
Good movie.
So I've seen that a
Wish.
bunch for sure.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I've always loved.
Preposterous.
Yeah. Yeah. You kill my father, prepare to die.
Such a great movie. Quotable. That's another quotable. Yeah.
Totally.
Good movie.
And this one has just come up recently. I wouldn't put it maybe in my all-time favorites, but it's really like on the top of my mind right now. And something I definitely watched a million times when it was popular is Billy Madison.
So good.
I've never seen that one.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
We found one.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll find plenty. I
wonder if
I don't think I've actually seen. No, I've seen one Adam Sandler movie, and it was Grown Ups 2.
Oh,
That's
God.
the wrong one.
And it was
the
not
wrong
good.
That's the wrong one.
I know. I don't think because I went with my friend. I don't think we had even meant to buy tickets to that movie. We just ended up in it. And
All
we're
right,
like,
look,
this is not
I'm
it.
not going to say go watch Billy Madison. If you're going to watch one Happy Madison movie
Okay.
for real, go watch Grandma's Boy. It
Grandma's
is
Boy.
So
The one Adam Sandler is not in.
but it's his production company,
It is.
and
It's funny.
dude, Nick Swartzen is so so good in that movie.
Okay.
He
I
is
still pick Billy
so
Madison
funny.
over that.
Billy Madison.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what opened the doors for everything
Yeah.
for so many people, because that is kind of where it started for that Happy
The
Madison.
Happy Madison
Yeah. I
Empire.
I mean, that's pre-Happy. That's the
Yeah.
pre-Happy Madison. You
Yeah.
know? So I agree. Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are both fantastic.
And the
Happy
Water
Gilmore-
Boy is another good one.
Waterboy is good. At work, one of my friends and I have been saying, good, great, grand, wonderful. Everybody back on the bus. And that's like the Chris Farley from Billy Madison. I love that. And okay, just for a modern film that I love, that I have seen multiple times, even in the theater more than once, is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, that was a
It's
really good movie.
So
That's good.
That was
I
good.
feel like it should be like mandatory.
seen that one?
I saw it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I liked most of it. It became a lot for me. I'll be honest.
Was
Oh.
it the butt plug fight scene or?
It was. I
Was it
liked
the time
movie.
jumping?
Maybe it was so built up by the time I saw it. It wasn't even the
Maybe.
time jumping.
That was one where like somebody told me
Did
to
it just
see
get goofy?
and they told
I
me
mean,
don't
for-
look anything up about it, just go.
Just
And I
go.
did
Yeah.
that and I loved it. And I also what I loved about it the most was how it was like surprising emotional reactions. Like I've never laughed at an action sequence or
Okay.
like
Oh,
cried at a funny thing. Like I don't know.
What was that movie? That Jackpot? You said laughed at an action sequence. It's Aquafina and John Cena, and it is it was.
Oh, I didn't see the movie, but I had read the script for it, and the script is pretty funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Action and just different. And like it's in that realm where I did like Everything Everywhere. I did Everything Everywhere All at Once. I did really like that movie. It just
Overhyped.
I heard and I had no idea what Jackpot was going to that, and I'm like, this was left field amazing. That was really well done, very funny, and the action, and I'm a big fan of both of their work too.
The actor who won the Oscar from Everything Everywhere is the guy who was the kid in Goonies, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I just saw Goonies for the first time, which I also wasn't allowed to watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't
so
seen
it's
that.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I think it's too scary for kids. I
Goonies?
think you need to be 41 to watch Goonies.
I mean, that was definitely a kids' move. Kids were watching, because I mean, if you 80s, early 90s, kids were watching Goonies.
Not
Really?
in my house.
Not in my house, not in my roof. You're not.
My dad was really strict about like if anything even had slightly Christian undertones, we weren't allowed to watch it in our house. But also just like Dumb and Dumber, we weren't allowed to watch because it wasn't like it was stupid. You know what I mean?
I can
Like,
say that my parents were cool in that department. When a family vacation to Chicago, I saw Second City at 11.
that's cool.
You know,
Wow.
I
That's
was
awesome.
listening. My dad was letting us listen to George Carlin cassette tapes at like 7, 8 years old.
Wild.
You know, like I remember sneaking his Dice Clay VHS when I was 11. I mean, so like he didn't let me watch that, but I was exposed through my parents to a lot, which is, I thought it was healthy. That's just why, actually, because of that Second City thing, it's why I do allow 13 and up with an adult on our 7 p.m. shows
Oh, cool.
sometimes.
Cool.
Because I think it's important that the youth is exposed to comedy and live comedy at an early age.
Sorry, like
youth.
you're right.
The youth.
To a point, like yes, and yeah.
But
But-
sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes it is 21 and up, and sometimes we really judge the parents for bringing their
Sure.
kids to that show. Like, do you know who you're going to? Like, this isn't the person this is a nightclub. I don't care who you. At the end of the day, it's a nightclub, and you should always do your research, right? And like, sometimes it is 21.
Well, I did an independent show in town recently that is in an alley, and it's an open space, so people can
Yeah.
walk through. It's like there's a big walkabout going on in the area, and so this kid was there, but also like sitting on a dumpster. And then like lying down on a dumpster. And I was like kind of like, I don't want to go up and talk in front of the kid about what I had in mind to talk about that night. But I'm like, he's not paying attention. He's lying down on the dumpster. But then the host, right before I went up, engaged the child, which was wrong. And I still think it's so funny. He asked this child who's out at like 9 p.m. on a Friday, lying down on a dumpster in a city alley. He goes, "Can you have sugar?"
What?
It's like, yeah, he's sitting on the trash. He could have sugar.
I think it's different in this environment.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
it's first off, nobody brings them. No, hardly anybody brings it. It's very rare that we do see kid. It does happen occasionally, but there's enough people in the room where the comics don't really see it or feel it, and it's dark, and there's just a lot of factors.
Yeah, you wouldn't set it up front.
No.
Last
and
week,
most people don't want to bring their kids to the comedy. They don't want to see kids. Like, we had a lady email us last week, like, I bought tickets for an 8 and a 5 and a 10. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, you may thought you did, but you're not coming.
someone last week, when they bought, I heard when they bought tickets, in the little notes, it said baby in lap. And it was like the 9:30 show.
No.
And it was like,
But it's not.
no.
I remember that happened at Stanford's when I like at the club that was here. Like, and you could smoke in there, and these people brought their like baby and put it under the chair, and I'm like, who's letting this happen?
Well,
There's a baby in a room full of smoke under a chair while a guy's talking about his dick.
Well,
None of this is okay.
I mean, the smoking is one thing, but if they're young enough to not be disruptive with crying, but also to know words, then I'm like, sure, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Get hammered, drive your kid home. But not to, okay, speaking of smoking and to bring it back to Chili's, when I did work at Chili's.
Full circle.
One time we had a smoking section in the bar, and this lady was letting her very young kid smoke cigarettes at the bar. He had to be like 12 or 13. And I was like, she asked for an ashtray or something, and I was like, sorry, I'm not going to, no, you cannot. And I got in trouble for telling her her kid couldn't smoke in there.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what are your 3 movies? Did we get your 3 movies? Did we get your third one?
Yeah,
we got your third one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Everywhere else.
Right.
Mine, I just resonate with like dumb comedies a lot. Like my comfort movie is Hot Rod, the Andy Samberg movie.
So funny.
It's like,
This is my goddamn hat now.
yeah. Hot Rod is so good, and it's like all the like his guys, like the Lonely Island guys, made that one. So that's probably mine.
So funny. That's another one that just took it out of left field. Like AJ Finney, funny comedian. Like,
I love AJ.
yeah,
He's so funny.
When he was obsessed with that movie. So like when I saw that, he's who turned me on to that. And I'm like, this is amazing.
It's my like go-to, like if I need to like.
And I fell in love with
out.
Danny McBride with that movie too.
Yeah.
Like,
Lonely
he's
Island's been
so
popping
good.
back up on SNL lately, and that's nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Hot Rod.
It's a really dumb comedy from when I was like in high school called Saving Silverman.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
With
I remember that.
Jack Black was in it, and Jason Biggs from American Pie.
Yeah.
It's a really stupid movie. Neil Diamond has a big role in that movie. And I guess the third one's not a dumb comedy, but I really like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I've watched that a lot.
Yeah, it was like one of those always on cable movies.
Yeah, but that's one when you see it, you watch it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
It's like,
okay,
if I'm flipping the channels and Shawshank's on, I'm like, no matter what point it's at, I'm going to stop and watch the rest of Shawshank.
That
Same
is
with
a
School
great
of Rock
movie.
when you said Jack Black. That
Yeah,
made me think
School
of
of
it.
Rock's
That just
a
popped
movie.
on recently,
School of Rock's
and I
hilarious.
watched the whole thing. Yeah.
That's great. All right. You got anything coming up you want to promote?
When's it come out?
Probably in a few weeks.
Then first week of December or later?
Maybe this might
Later. Probably
This
later.
probably, if I had to guess, this will be out in a month.
Okay.
like
then
in 1 month.
come see me 2025. I think I'm in
Yeah, where do we find you online?
let's see. I'm gonna be in New Orleans, Sacramento. I don't remember, but Irvine, maybe
Okay.
that Irvine. A bunch of. Just go to my website irene2.com for all the tour dates. And if it comes out first week of December, there's even more tour dates.
Find her irene2tu.com, and is that your Instagram as well?
Yeah, at Irene_2.
Okay. Reena, where do they find you?
You can find me at Reena Calm on everything. It's REENA Calm.
Comedy.
Like, keep calm and don't yell at a guy at Taco Bell. That's where we got our name, from being really calm. Yeah, I've got stuff around Kansas City, and just follow me on the internet.
yeah, you know what, Irene, welcome. You're a recent transplant. I mean, you've always
That's
just
awesome.
come through. So I'm glad that you're like hanging out in Kansas City for a while right now. It's really cool to have you here. You definitely help step up the scene and add a lot of talent to the scene. And I'm glad you're here for a while.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't choose Kansas City for the barbecue. It was definitely, I love the comedy scene here, and the club is great, and I'm really happy to be off the road and, starting my next chapter. And I love Kansas City for giving me that chance.
Awesome. Jeremy, what do you got coming up?
Not much. I mean, I produce and host we have a singles comedy show here in KC.
Out, man.
That has been, it's really
this thing out on Wednesdays.
I've heard.
It's taken off as usually the first Wednesday of the month. I'm going to have Reena on it in January, but we're finalizing the date on that. But yeah, it's been great. I advertise like in the local singles groups, and on a Wednesday we'll get up to like 150, 175 people here.
That's awesome.
Here at the club?
Yeah, at the club on Wednesday, and it's been fantastic. So that's the only thing I'm really producing, and I don't really have a lot of stuff booked that far out, but I'm just always doing stuff around KC and hoping next year to start getting out on the road a little bit. So we'll see. Just doing some like weekend stuff somewhere.
Awesome. All right. Well, I want to thank our sponsors, the Comedy Club of Kansas City,
and our future sponsor, Liquid Death.
So yeah, sell us 12-ounce cans.
And our current sponsor, Cans.
So New Year's Eve tickets are on sale now. It's Eleanor Kerrigan, accompanied by the Pete Fucanaro Jazz Trio. It's comedy, jazz, champagne toast. We do it every year. Packs out every year. So get your tickets in advance. Tickets for Kevin's Nealon are moving really fast. We got Tom Green coming out. Just a lot. Lots. Go to the Comedy Club KC.com across the boards. It's a Comedy Club KC, Facebook, Instagram, and then here on YouTube as well. Please like, follow, subscribe, and tell your friends. All right. Well, this has been Right Now at the Comedy Club. We'll see you next time.
Oh, we got it pretty good.
We got it.
I think we got it pretty early.
We got it.
We got it pretty early.